Good morning, and welcome to Adelphi University's 130th Commencement. At this time, we ask that all of our guests be seated. The student processional will begin in a few minutes. But first, I have some general announcements to share with you. The ceremony is expected to end around 1:00 p.m. Guests and children are not permitted onto the arena floor. This last announcement is most important. Commencement is a special day for every graduate who will cross the stage. As a gesture of mutual respect, graduating students and guests should remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony. Please remain seated as we begin the student procession of the class of 2026. Please direct your attention to the center aisle and welcome the class of 2026. Now entering the arena, the candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences. Please welcome the candidates from the College of Nursing and Public Health. welcome the candidates from the Gordon F. Derner School of Psychology. Now entering are the candidates from the School of Social Work. Please welcome the candidates from the College of Professional and Continuing Studies. Now entering are the candidates from the Ruth S. Ammon College of Education and Health Sciences. Now entering are the candidates from the Robert B. Willemstad School of Business. Those who are able, please rise and remain standing as we recognize the faculty of Adelphi University. Please remain standing for the procession of the platform party, led by the mace bearer, Rakesh Gupta. followed by the university's executive leadership and university leadership, university trustees, and honorary degree recipients Serena Martin and Joseph Westfall. Adelphi President-elect Michael Balboni, Acting Chairman of the Board of Trustees William Fusler, Interim Provost Dr. Susan Dynan, and Adelphi's Interim President Dr. Christopher Storm.
Good morning, Adelphi University. Welcome to our 130th commencement ceremony. If you are able, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem, which will be sung today by one of our music education majors, Abigail Sullivan.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Abigail. Everyone, please feel free to take your seats. It is my honor to be with you today as Adelphi's interim president. This is a really big day for all of you, and it is a special day for all of us at Adelphi as well. The intellectual curiosity, creativity, kindness, and all of the qualities that you've brought to our community are what makes this university a great place to learn and to grow. With our entire leadership, faculty, and staff committed to the success of our students, it brings us tremendous pride to see you reach this moment prepared to step out into the world. And we know that earning a college degree is no small feat. It requires perseverance, resilience, and dedication. Each of our graduates here today has shown all of that and more on their Adelphi journey. And I hope that each of you will leave feeling empowered by what you're capable of achieving. You are entering the workforce at a dynamic time. There are rapid changes in the economy and across industries, showing a world that is evolving quickly. But Adelphi has taught you how to evolve with it. And so as you leave today, go out and meet this challenge with a mindset for success. And you will have the opportunity to define your path forward, to be a leader in your field, and to leave a lasting impact upon your community and the world. You will also be joining today our alumni network of 125,000 people around the world. And when you do so, appreciate that you will hold a unique position because you now are the most current voice of the Adelphi experience. And in that capacity, you have a vital perspective to offer to our broader alumni community and to the world. And so I hope that you will stay connected with Adelphi, that you will share what Adelphi has meant to you, and that you carry the Adelphi flag forward proudly in your heart. And I've done that myself throughout my 20-year career at Adelphi, and especially this year. I like to tell people about the unique, close-knit community that we've created at the university, how we take students from every background and walk of life and elevate them towards lives of purpose and fulfillment. I also like to share that we have a beautiful and welcoming campus where lifelong bonds are formed, where important research is conducted, often including you, our students, and where innovation is sought and encouraged. I'm also proud to share that we have the best Division II athletics program in the country, with 5 conference championship winning teams this year and the greatest lacrosse teams, both men's and women's, of all time. And we know that our graduates can compete toe-to-toe with those of any university in the job market. It has been a great privilege this year to serve as Adelphi's interim president, and in doing so, I discovered even more reasons to love this community as I spent time at the University Center eating lunch with students, attending events hosted by our organizations, and cheering our students on, whether it was in lectures they were giving, presentations, or on our athletic fields. And so I'm very proud and honored to say, congratulations to our class of 2026. And let us also say thank you to all of the loved ones who have supported your journeys to get to this day. So to all the families and friends. Now I would like to acknowledge Adelphi University's Board of Trustees. Our board members give this university countless hours and tremendous support in unique and often generous ways. And what most people may not realize is that they're all volunteers who are giving out of their passion and love for the university. So I would like to ask that all of our trustees who are present today, please stand and be recognized. Now please welcome Bill Fusler, Acting Chairman of the Board of Trustees, to share the board's congratulations today.
Thank you. Dr. Storm, distinguished guests, alumni, faculty, the class of 2026, and your family and friends. A number of years ago, I worked for a company whose CEO would always say, when you make a presentation or you're trying to provide facts, only provide 3 things to support it. She would say that the reasoning for that was actually very simple. She said, once you get to fact 4, 5, and 6, people forget about 1, 2, and 3. So you just confuse the issue, and your whole case is lost. So what I want to do today is provide 3 lessons learned from my career that I hope the class of 2026 maybe thinks back and said, hey, that was a pretty good idea. So number 1, I can guarantee every one of you this will happen. It's happened to everyone in this audience, everyone on this stage. You will make mistakes in your career. And the first reaction you're going to have is you're going to be frustrated, you're going to be angry with yourself. I say to you, that's okay. Spend 20 seconds on that emotion and then drop it. What I want you to do is pivot. I want you to pivot. What did I learn from that mistake? What's my takeaway from that mistake? Because you make that mistake once, you get away with it. Make that same mistake, and I mean same mistake 2 or 3 times, you're going to be looking at your resume in the back of an unemployment line. So, lesson learned number 1, mistakes are made, learn from the lesson. Number 2, lesson learned, early on in my career, I was doing a project for a major bank up in Canada. And so we're meeting with the CEO and president and CEO of the company, and it's getting to be about lunchtime. So he goes, hey, let's grab a bite. Let's go to the lunchroom and grab a bite together. So as we're walking down, I'd have to say at least 3 or 4 people approached him and started talking to him about personal stuff, what they're working on. And I'm a young guy at the time, and I'm impressed by this, because this is the president and CEO of a major company, and he's talking to people like they're next-door neighbors, right? So we get to lunch, and I finally had the nerve to ask him, and I probably said this in a more elegant way at the time, but the gist of it was this. I said, help me understand. You're the president and CEO of a company, and everybody just walks up to you with no fear. I don't understand that. So he came back to me, and I never forgot this. He said to me, Bill, always be good to the people on the way up in your career, because you know you're going to have bumps in the road, and those same people are going to have to support you when you have those bumps. I'll never forget that, because that is so true. Because remember, your career is not a straight line up. There's going to be bumps, and you're going to have people that need to support you to get you through it. That's lesson number 2. Number 3 is this: hire people smarter than you. Now, you're all looking at me and say, wait a minute here. I just spent 4 years in college. That's me, right? I say no. Because hiring people at your level or smarter will give you new ideas and new thoughts that you would never think about. Because remember, people have different lenses than you have. And getting those different ideas, different thoughts will help in your career. And by the way, as a side benefit, makes you look good. So that's the other part of this. So again, those are the 3 lessons learned that I hope, as you think back, and maybe comes along handy. Now, they may have told you, your professors may have told you, you had your final exams, you're all done, but no. One last test. What were the 3 things again? Learn from your mistakes. Be good to the people on the way up. You're going to need them. Exactly. Those are the 3 lessons learned. So with that, the graduating class of 2026, the best of luck to you. And one last thing. I ask you, stay in touch with Adelphi. We want to hear from you. Thank you. I forgot. I got to introduce the next guest. Sorry about that. So the next guest, I'm really proud to introduce the president-elect of Adelphi University. I have to say that we are in a new place here, and with Michael Balboni, with the support of Dr. Storm, we have a 1-2 punch that's second to nobody. So with that, I want to introduce our next president-elect, Mr. Michael Balboni.
So what am I doing up here? I'm one of you. I am one of you. Welcome to my fellow alumni. This is an incredible moment for you. But I want you to think about some other moment. Do you remember the first time that you stepped on this campus and you went to your first class? Do you remember what you felt that day? I bet there were a lot of questions in your mind. Maybe a little anxiety. And I wonder, what's ahead? Well, I came to this campus on my skateboard. I kid you not. I lived in Garden City, and I rode my skateboard to Bio 101. Because I had big dreams. I was going to be a physician. Well, that didn't work out. And that's my message. Let me be a maitre d' for what you can expect in life. I have no idea, and neither do you. Because you know what? Life's going to throw a lot of stuff at you. If you had told me when I was on that skateboard that I'd be doing this today, absolutely not. Never happened. In fact, my career has always been kind of a series of saying, I'll try that. Politics, law, litigation, energy, academia. I got a chance to see this university from perspectives that might be of interest to you. I was asked a long time ago when I was the state assemblyman who represented the campus, why don't you come and teach as an adjunct professor? And you know what I saw? I got a chance to work with the faculty who have all been such impactful individuals on your lives. And you know what I saw? Professionals, people full of wisdom who really cared about this university. And then I got a chance to be as proud as you are today because my daughter graduated from Adelphi as a music major. And then I got a chance, right, let's shout it from you. And by the way, I did theater as well as bio. And that really helped me when I was speaking before a jury, when I was speaking before an audience politically. You have to embrace what you've been given. Recognize the fact it's not always going to be a straight line to where you want to go or where you're going to wind up. But then I got a chance to get on the board of trustees. And I saw these incredibly talented, successful people who have one thing in common. They care about you and this university. And now, as the trustee, I had a chance to do some silliness, and some of you in the audience know this. I put a TikTok video together. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but I do. Because you know why? I got a chance to interview some of you, and I saw the incredible hard work and talent and fun that you bring to this campus and to your friends. And now I get a chance to lead. Well, what am I leading? In my view, some of the finest individuals that this university has ever seen. And I have a secret for you. The road ahead is not going to be easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But embrace the challenge. I've been around the world a lot, 35 foreign countries, and I can tell you, proof positive, this is the greatest country in the world. And we are so lucky to be together at this moment with our family and friends who've given us so much. So, I never knew where that skateboard was going to take me, but it's taken me to places that have been rewarding and wonderful. I wish for you nothing less. Go get 'em, class of 2026.
Thank you so much, Mr. Balboni. At this time, I would like to introduce our interim provost, who has spent the past year overseeing Adelphi's curriculum and academic programs. Please welcome interim provost, Dr. Susan Dinan.
Good morning. It's wonderful to see you here today, and congratulations to all of the graduates. Today belongs to all of you. You have worked very, very hard to reach this moment. I am deeply honored to address all of you at Adelphi's commencement ceremony as the interim provost. First, I want to ask you to join me in applauding your family, your friends, your loved ones who have stood by you throughout this journey, many of whom are here today and many of whom are tuned in to our live stream. Their encouragement, sacrifice, and belief in your potential, these have been essential to your success. To the loved ones of your graduates, please accept our gratitude for the very meaningful support you have given them. Now, as I look at the faces before me, individuals who are about to step out into the world as Adelphi graduates, I think about something remarkable. I think about who you are and what you will become. The great unknown of your future and watching it unfold, sometimes in the most unexpected ways, is one of the greatest joys of being an educator. Have confidence that what you have learned at Adelphi, the ability to think carefully, to communicate effectively, to treat others kindly, and to curate a passion that will carry you into your future, will serve you very well. Through the years, this university has had a role in shaping some truly extraordinary people. Chuck D, whose monumental impact on hip-hop transformed music and culture. The late Jonathan Larson, who 30 years ago created Rent, a Broadway musical that has moved audiences and changed theater forever. Alice Hoffman, whose novels, including Practical Magic, have captivated millions of readers. Our alumni are leaders in finance and business who have shaped industries. They are innovators in healthcare who have saved lives. They are teachers who shape our future through our children. They are artists, entertainers, athletes, and Olympians who have achieved excellence. They are celebrated legal professionals, politicians, nonprofit leaders, psychologists, scientists, individuals doing extraordinary work in virtually every sector of the human endeavor. And here's the beautiful truth. Adelphi cannot take credit for Chuck D's genius, for Jonathan Larson's artistry, or for Alice Hoffman's imagination, or the innovations and achievements of countless other accomplished graduates. These are their gifts to the world. But as a research university dedicated to transforming students' lives, I will tell you that what we claim, we have had a significant role in building the community and the individual who did these amazing things. Adelphi provided the foundation, the encouragement, the academic and creative community, and the support that helped them become who they were destined to be. That is the true value of higher education. It nurtures your potential, teaches you how to think, not what to think, and exposes you to a wide variety of perspectives, each of which adds an inextricable element to your life experience. In doing so, we cultivate fertile ground for students who discover what they can contribute to the world. Your education is not ending today. It is entering a new phase. Ask yourself what you will do with everything you have learned in your time here. How will you use your knowledge and your talents to create meaning, to help others, to leave the world a little better than you found it? So my final words to you are these. The word commencement means to begin. Go forth with confidence. Know that Adelphi University has been a partner in your journey. Know that you are part of a remarkable legacy of graduates who are making a difference in our world. Remain lifelong learners, stay curious, stay kind, stay engaged. And never forget that the greatest gift of your education is not the degree you are conferred today. It is the capacity to grow, to learn, and become fully who you are meant to be. Congratulations to the class of 2026. And here, with a message from the Adelphi faculty, is Dr. Carl Mira, Associate Provost in the Ruth S. Amen School of Education and Health Sciences and Chair of our Faculty Senate. Dr. Mira.
Good morning. Thank you, Provost Dinan, President Storm, incoming President Balboni, Chair Fusler, members of the board, deans, esteemed alum, families, friends, and most of all, the class of 2026. Congratulations. As Chair Fusler pointed out, graduations are days where you hear lists of life lessons, lists of wisdom, and you have to keep those lists short. So I kept that in mind when I prepared my remarks, and I reduced my list to a mere 750 life lessons. Will only take me 4 hours to complete. First, a nod to my colleagues. At the risk of sounding like a sycophant, an insincere and flattering person, I know that you are in good hands because they made me a much better teacher and a much better scholar. Thank you to my colleagues. I want to talk very briefly about division and resilience, what Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl connects to meaning and purpose, and what motivational speaker Tony Robbins calls awakening the giant within you. Your degree is earned by staying up late at night, writing and rewriting papers, studying for exams, and more than likely concocting a story about a last-minute computer glitch so you can hand in your paper late. But college may have brought some low points where you questioned whether you should even complete it. But you continued, you pushed on, you persevered, and no one can take that away from you. No one can take what it represents. It represents tenacity, consistency, and resilience. Viktor Frankl, who was imprisoned in a Nazi concentration camp, and whose family, a large number of members of his family, perished in that ghastly nightmare, has something to teach us about resilience. No matter what circumstance you're in, no matter how bad things get, there's something that no one can take away from you, and it's the last of human freedom, and that's the freedom to choose your attitude in any given circumstance. I learned about resilience in ways big and small recently. I learned about it from my daughter, who struggled mightily. She said, "Dad, don't say that to an audience that I struggled through school." Sorry, Sabrina. But she worked hard. Without going into the details, she too graduated with a nursing degree 2 weeks ago. Thank you, that was the whole purpose of my speech, but anyway. She said something simultaneously profound and very simple on how she did it, and she said, "I have a goal, nothing can stand in my way." So when you have a goal, when you have a purpose and meaning, as Viktor Frankl puts it, you awaken the giant within you, as Tony Robbins puts it. I also learned about resilience in my work with Ukrainian high school students. I visited a school that was blown up and rebuilt, and on the classroom, every single classroom door had a picture of their classroom when it was blown up. Not something you'd see in a high school in the United States for a variety of reasons, perhaps good. So I asked the students when I walked in their classroom, "What gives? Why do you have these pictures of your classroom that was blown up?" And one kid jumped up, screamed, "It motivates us." Another kid said, "We're not going to let the invaders stop us from going from school." And the point being is that if you have an adversary, or you have somebody blowing up your school, or a hater, if you have a goal, you're not going to let them dissuade you. In fact, it will motivate you. It's not easy to remain resilient and optimistic in today's times. You may have noticed we're living in turbulent times. We are indeed distracted from distraction, as T.S. Eliot put over a century ago, and that was long before doom-scrolling Andrew Tate and Kim Kardashian. It's very easy to feel divided today, sitting on the internet with rage bait, internet trolls, and so on. But my mentor liked to share a story about how we can overcome these divisions. He worked with death row inmates at Lucasville Prison in Ohio. And one day, there was an uprising, or a riot, depending on your perspective. And a corrections officer was killed, murdered. Tragic indeed. But it turns out that the person arrested for that murder was the wrong person. So two groups of prisoners got together for truth and justice. One group was the Aryan Nation, the other group were the Black Muslims. And they worked together to discover who the real murderer was. So I say, if the Black Muslims and Aryan Nation could work together, you could say hello to your neighbor who's got a Trump flag, and if he's got 2 of them on his pickup truck, or your neighbor with multiple Biden stickers. Say hello. And one final message, very important one. Congratulations, class of 2026.
There we go, still standing, here we are. I would like to ask our faculty to stand and be recognized by the class of 2026, please. Graduates, throughout your higher education at Adelphi, you encountered many dedicated educators, mentors, and scholars. They are committed to your academic growth and your success in achieving your goals. For their integral part of your Adelphi journey, we thank them. Thank you, faculty. And now, to represent the Adelphi University class of 2026, I am pleased to call upon Hussein Ali Rithab, class president. Hussein is the class president who is graduating today summa cum laude with a 4.0 from the College of Arts and Sciences. Hussein is the first student in Adelphi history to receive a Fulbright grant to Spain, one of the world's most prestigious international exchange program. The Fulbright supports study, teaching, and research abroad to foster cultural understanding and global connection. As he begins this extraordinary opportunity, Hussein hopes to represent his country abroad while carrying forward the spirit of kindness, compassion, and service that defines Adelphi. Please welcome Hussein.
Thank you very much, Madam Provost. President Storm, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty and staff, friends, families, and loved ones of our university, and most importantly, graduates of the class of 2026. The story of Adelphi, as we know it, began 133 years ago, when a man named Charles H. Livermore stepped forward to lead a once thriving academy in Brooklyn with an uncertain future. Enrollment was slipping. Leadership was a revolving door. And all this unfolding in the midst of a crippling economic crisis that shook the nation to its core. Just the kind of adversity that would make anyone think twice. But Dr. Livermore didn't relent. He didn't waver, because he believed in a vision of an Adelphi that could stand as a college in its own right. Expanding access to inclusive higher education and opening the hearts and minds of students across the world. And just 3 years later, he secured a charter, securing Adelphi's place among New York State's most transformative institutions of higher education. All this is but one of many examples of courage, perseverance, and tenacity that have since defined the Adelphi story. Indeed, for generations, the Adelphi story has been one of overcoming great odds and difficulties. It's been that of the mother pursuing her dreams while taking on the sacred responsibility of raising a family. It's been that of the commuter, racing between class and work, both on and off campus, to support themselves and their future. It's been the story of the resident, discovering themselves while taking their first steps towards independence in a place far away from their loved ones. It's been the story of the international student, finding a sense of belonging and charting a course far away from home. It's been the story of the athlete, balancing so many demands while representing their campus with pride and inspiring us all. Most importantly, it's been that of each and every student who has worked late nights and overcome difficult challenges, all while pushing themselves in ways that extend far beyond the classroom, growing into the people that they were meant to become. The class of 2026 proudly stands here today because Dr. Livermore's dream of an Adelphi that opens doors and expands horizons for its students is alive now more than ever. My friends, we are a part of that dream and that story. For most of us, that began 4 years ago in the late summer of August 2022 as we celebrated Welcome Weekend. That was an unforgettable opportunity where we first got to know our beautiful campus, meeting new people, and share laughs that would lead to lifelong friendships. There was never a dull moment. And you know what that told me? How close-knit we'd become as a community and as a family. I knew right then and there that our time together at Adelphi would be something very special. You don't need me to tell you that this journey has been as miraculous as it's been life-changing. I myself have had an unlikely Adelphi story. 4.5 years ago, I sat at the back of an empty classroom at Stuyvesant High School in Lower Manhattan, working on my college application, motivated by the vague idea of finding a place where our presence and our contributions would be appreciated. I hadn't even heard of Adelphi before. But as I scrolled through thesaurus.com, working on my essay, an ad tucked along the right side of my screen caught my eye. Adelphi, expect extraordinary. And the rest was history. And I know so many of us have had stories just like that. And since then, our time at Adelphi has been transformative, precisely because of how this school and how this community has challenged us to dream, to dare, and to do. For some of us, that meant learning how to study for an exam for the first time. For others, learning how to articulately construct an argument on a paper. And don't get me started, 4 years later, on our senior capstones and theses, all the field work, studio work, and student teaching, the clinicals, practicums, and shadow hours, the internships, externships, and fellowships, research, and etc. So many of these and more have pushed us to our very limits. Our story has been one of hard work, grit, and determination each and every step of the way. But those experiences, ultimately, have touched our lives. We'll be looking back at this moment years, and even decades from now. We might even be blessed to have children and grandchildren who call Adelphi their home away from home. I have no doubt that they'll be asking us where the best parking spots are on campus. And really, we all know that there's only two valid answers to that question. Parking fields 6 and 7. But on a more serious note, there's so many people to thank. First and foremost, we thank our friends, family, and loved ones for their unwavering support, which has carried us to this very moment. That means thanking people like my mother, who raised my 2 sisters and I alone. Thank you, Ma. Matter of fact, let's get a round of applause for all of our support systems, all of our friends, family, and supporters here today. We thank all the faculty and staff who've imparted upon us their tremendous patience, wisdom, and mentorship. We're grateful for the education you've given us, which will enable us to engage critically with an ever-changing world. And we take a moment to recognize our interim president, Dr. Christopher Storm, for his decades of service to Adelphi. We thank him. We thank him and the entire executive leadership team for their stewardship of our university during a time of transition. And we warmly welcome President-elect Balboni as he and Dr. Storm together prepare to write Adelphi's next chapter. At its heart, Adelphi is a deeply multicultural community. So I want to take a moment to honor each of the families that we have here today. Empiezo hablando español para compartir todo nuestro amor con la comunidad hispanohablante, que forma una parte de nuestro corazón colectivo. I speak by speaking in Spanish to share all our love with our Spanish-speaking community, an integral part of our collective heart. To all our Arabic speakers in the audience today, Alf Mabruk Lilkol. 1,000 congratulations to each and every one of you. I wish all our Italian-American friends very good luck with the timeless idiom, in bocca al lupo. To everyone in our Mandarin-speaking community joining us here today, Gongzi Dajia, congratulations. To our wonderful Pinoy family, congratulations sa inyong lahat. Congratulations to all of you. To all our Greek speakers who've worked so hard these past 4 years, bravo se ulus. Bravo to everyone. To our friends from the Russian-speaking world, including my Bukharian cousins, я говорю на вашем языке. Мы вас никогда не забудем. I speak your language. And you can be sure of one thing, we'll never forget you. I also offer huge congratulations to our Polish community. Wielkie brawia. My friends, I remind us that our hearts and minds must remain open to those who carry the pain of war, displacement, and uncertainty. And so I say to not just every Persian speaker here today, but indeed every person who has been forced to leave behind their homes and loved ones in search of freedom and safety, Shoma dar qalb ma ja darid. You have a place in our hearts. That brings me to my mother tongue, Bengali. And if you're familiar at all with the history of South Asia, you'll understand that it's a beautiful language with a painful history. A language that countless people have once had to lose their lives in order to preserve and protect. At one point in history, that meant being subject to unspeakable state-sanctioned atrocities, a historical oppression that has translated to lingering trauma that continues to torment my ethnic community. But 55 years later, the Bengali language and the people who speak it are alive and well. And so I proudly share some words of wisdom that we can all relate to. Shopno dekho ar igiye jao. Dream on and keep pushing forward. My friends, the lessons that we've learned here at Adelphi couldn't have come at a more important time. As I look at our flag, I think of one thing. We're approaching our country's 250th anniversary. Our country, now more than ever, beckons for a generation that's patriotic, compassionate, respectful, intelligent, and principled. Dare I say it, that's exactly who we are. Because if there's one thing I learned studying political science here at Adelphi, it's that we don't just live in America, we dream for America! Each time we read the news, we're reminded of a world that's grappling with division and cynicism. It's no secret that our coming of age has coincided with the sickening rise of violence and hatred across the world. It manifests itself through the kinds of intolerance we would have hoped to see left in the dustbin of history. Anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, ethnic hatred, sectarianism, and the many other forms of racism and bigotry which continue to poison our society. We felt it last September when a gunman opened fire on a church and left it ablaze, taking 5 precious lives and injuring many more. It's the same pain we felt when we saw a coward attack a synagogue last March, threatening the lives of over 150 innocent people. It's that same very feeling we felt 3 days ago when 2 armed gunmen struck a mosque in San Diego, taking with them the lives of 3 precious human beings. It's the pain we feel when we see any community attacked for being who they are. All these tragedies are the result of one thing: the continued dehumanization of our friends and neighbors. The message of every student of the class of 2026 seated here today is loud and clear: not anymore. Now more than ever, our society calls for healing, solidarity, and introspection. We have a high responsibility to say no to the scourge of hatred which continues to plague humanity, and say yes to the bonds of affection which unite us all. Seeing all the faces around us, I'm convinced of one thing: we will rise to the occasion. That shouldn't come as a surprise, because we're Adelphi, and that's what we do. My friends, the road that lies ahead is one of hope. It's shaped by the dreams that lie deep inside each and every one of us. It's driven by the passion that has delivered us through every trial and every tribulation. And if we take that energy, that spirit, and channel it into everything we do, there is nothing that we cannot achieve. I want us to take that with us as we venture out into the world and all that comes after. As we walk the stage, I ask us to open our hearts, today and always. Let us be kind, loving, caring, and optimistic. The future of our country and the world depends on it. Today, we, the class of 2026, tell the world, stay tuned, for the best is yet to come. Now I have one thing left to say, and you better say it with me. Congratulations to the class of 2026! Lastly, as senior class president, I want to share the impact that we've had over this past year. The Panthers Paid Forward campaign is an Adelphi tradition through which members of the graduating class come together to support future generations of Adelphi students through scholarships. These gifts are our way of leaving our legacy and a vote of confidence and encouragement to those that come after us. It is our solemn duty to contribute. Thank you to the over 150 seniors and families and friends who generously contributed to over $18,000 to create our Class of 2026 Scholarship Fund. We will be able to continue supporting future Panthers through this scholarship today and for years to come. President Storm, would you please join me for the presentation of our senior class gift?
Thank you so much, Hussein, for your thoughtful and very inspirational talk. You represent your class with distinction. Now, to preside over the awarding of our honorary degree, Interim President Storm will return to the podium.
Thank you, Provost Steinen. A great tradition of the Academy is to award honorary degrees at commencement. Adelphi's Board of Trustees bestows special recognition on individuals whose outstanding achievements or leadership reflects the ideals and mission of our university. Chair Fusler from the board, will you please also join me again to help bestow today's honorary degrees? Our first honorary degree recipient is Serena Martin, an Adelphi graduate in the class of 2005 and the Executive Director of New Hour for Women and Children, an organization dedicated to empowering mothers, women, and children impacted by incarceration. Serena oversees and leads carceral reform efforts across New York State through advocacy and policy reform efforts, including serving on Governor Hochul's Domestic Violence Task Force as a regional co-chair, and several other police and government task forces in Suffolk County. I invite her now to join me and Chair Fusler to receive her degree. It is now my honor to welcome our second honorary degree recipient, as well as today's commencement speaker. Dr. Joseph Westphal, an Adelphi graduate in the class of 1970 and an emeritus trustee, served as the United States Ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia from 2014 to 2017, and as Undersecretary of the Army and Chief Management Officer from 2009 to 2014, among other senior roles in 5 presidential administrations from Carter through Obama. He has also held administrative and faculty roles at several prominent universities and currently serves as Senior Global Fellow at the Joseph H. Lauder Institute at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, as well as Senior Fellow at Wharton Center for Leadership and Change Management. I invite him now to join me and Chair Fusler to receive his degree. Congratulations, Serena and Joe. Now I'm very pleased to turn the podium over to Dr. Westphal for today's address to the class of 2026.
So thank you, Dr. Storm. And I want to begin by thanking the faculty for all that you have done for these young men and women to be graduating today. Thank you. So graduates, faculty, families, and friends, thank you for the honor of joining you on this remarkable day. To the class of 2026, you have earned your place here through discipline, curiosity, and resilience. You arrive at a moment in history that is as demanding as it is full of possibilities. I stand before you having served in a few different arenas, in government, in diplomacy, and in academic leadership. Those roles took me from classrooms to conflict zones, from policy rooms to cultural crossroads. Across all of them, one truth has endured. The world belongs to those who are prepared not only to succeed, but to serve. For me, it started here at Adelphi 60 years ago, when I enrolled as a freshman in 1966. It was a relatively quiet time, and all I wanted was to meet girls, play football, and we had a football team back then. Play football, join a fraternity, and begin my pre-medicine academic program. But 1968 got in the way. The Vietnam War was raging. The anti-war movement was strong at Adelphi, and I was very involved as an anti-war protester. We managed to shut down the campus briefly. Little did I realize that one day I would become the leader of the United States Army. I remember mentioning it to President Clinton in the Oval Office when he nominated me to be my first job at the Department of Defense as an Assistant Secretary of the Army, about my anti-war activities in college. He told me not to worry, that he had done the same thing, and now he was the Commander-in-Chief. By 1968, I was no longer pre-med and was majoring in political science with the support of classmates and faculty. My future interest and passion had changed forever. 1968 was a terrible year. More than 40,000 American service members had died in Vietnam, and the National Guard had killed 4 students in demonstrations at Kent State University. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and Senator Robert Kennedy were assassinated in 1968. And the Cold War with the Soviet Union led to great world conflict and turmoil, much like we see today with the great power competition of China, the US, and Russia. In the 56 years since graduating, I'm constantly reminding of the many experiences, lessons, and events that time have been the foundation of much that I have achieved personally and professionally. It was a world prior to social media that you experience today. My social media was my classmates, my fraternity brothers, my teammates, my professors, my administrators, the press, and television, and an incredible array of outside speakers, all of whom came here at Woodruff Hall, where we sat on the floor and listened to speakers from the right and to the left, from civil rights leaders to politicians and senators. It was an amazing time. You're graduating in a global environment defined by complexity. Technology is advancing faster than norms can keep up. Alliances are shifting, and economies are interdependent yet uneven. Information is abundant, but trust is scarce. You will work alongside people from different cultures, faiths, and perspectives, often virtually, sometimes in places you cannot yet imagine. Leadership opportunities will come your way in many ways. For me, they started in a small way after I graduated and began work as a graduate student and president of the Graduate Student Association. Leadership grew more challenging when I became a professor and took academic leadership positions. But it was government service that took me places I never imagined I would experience. For example, in my 30s, I was sent by President Reagan to Central America. It was to communicate to various country leaders to stop abusing human rights during their wars with communist insurgencies. As a student at Adelphi, I never imagined that I would be engaging in that type of policy activity, or that I would be a leader of the Army during two wars, Afghanistan and Iraq. I realized after leaving Adelphi that leadership challenges would be with me the rest of my life. They will be for all of you as well. For me, leadership was a hill to climb, sometimes steep, sometimes gradual. The opportunities before you are unique and extraordinary. You will help shape future developments in technology, how energy is produced, how health systems reach the underserved, how institutions regain trust, and how nations cooperate in an increasingly multipolar world. You will build companies, strengthen communities, and perhaps repair what others have broken. So let me offer you 3 challenges as you leave the cocoon of this university today. First, take personal responsibility for your actions, your decisions, and your impact. In every role you take on, taking personal responsibility will give you greater control of your future. For me, that is the definition of leadership in everyday life. In simple terms, everyday leadership is about how you show up and affect the people around you at home, at school, at work, and among friends. When you own your mistakes, people will trust you, and your refusal to pass the burden to someone else will be the difference between progress and failure. Be accountable, not only for results, but how you achieve them. My experiences with the military taught me so much about taking personal responsibility by working as a member of a team and building trust and confidence. It's what we call selfless sacrifice. Building trust and confidence in others is, for me, the hallway to success. Second, be honest and ethical, especially when it's inconvenient. You will be tested. You will be offered shortcuts, tempted to bend the truth, or asked to compromise standards in the name of speed or advantage. Resist that temptation. Your reputation will travel farther and faster than you ever will, and it will precede you in every room. In diplomacy, credibility is currency. Once lost, it's rarely recovered. In business, integrity compounds just like capital. Over time, it becomes your greatest asset. People will trust you with more responsibility, more opportunity, more influence, not because you're perfect, but because you're principled. Keep your word and treat others well. And third, be strategic about your career, your choices, and your contribution to the world. Being strategic doesn't mean be calculating. It means being thoughtful about where you can make the greatest difference. The global landscape will reward those who can think across boundaries between disciplines, sectors, and nations. Learn to connect the dots others miss. Develop cultural intelligence. You will be entering a connected world where knowledge across cultural and geographic domains is essential for business, economic, technological, and political success. Understand not just what people say, but why they say it. You will encounter challenges that cannot be solved alone. Climate change, public health, inequality, security. These demand collaboration. The ability to build coalitions, to find common ground, to act with both conviction and humility will define effective leadership in your generation. Let me share something I learned as ambassador. When you sit across the table from someone whose worldview differs from yours, you have 2 choices: defend your position or understand theirs. The best outcome is when you do both. Firm your values, open your approach. When I became U.S. ambassador in Saudi Arabia, I began to build a personal relationship with the king, the crown prince, and the ministers. Before conducting business, knowing that the future would likely involve difficult issues, I built relationships based on trust and confidence. That is always reciprocal. For example, early in my tenure, my security team was given some secret and confidential information by the Saudi security forces. They had intercepted messages coming from ISIS in Syria through Kuwait into Saudi Arabia, directing that I should be killed and have my head cut off. Thankfully, the Saudi security forces found these people and stopped this threat. But the relationships I built there were lifelong and enduring. Let me end with this. Today, you carry your education forward, but knowledge alone is not enough. It must be applied with judgment, with empathy, and with courage. There will be moments when the path ahead is unclear. In those moments, return to your values. They will guide you when data cannot. There will be moments when you doubt yourself. In those moments, remember that growth rarely feels comfortable. And there will be moments when your world feels divided. In those moments, choose to be a bridge, not a barrier. In 2009, as I was about to take the office of Undersecretary of the Army, President Obama gave a speech at Cairo University in Egypt. His goal was to improve relations between the United States and the Muslim world. But at its core, it was a vision of a world we all have a huge stake in, and that reality will be your reality. His words left a huge impression on me. This is what he told those students at Cairo University in 2009. Quote, "I believe that America holds within her the truth that regardless of race, religion, or station in life, all of us share common aspirations to live in peace and security, to get an education, and to work with dignity, to love our families, our communities, and our God. Those are the things we share. The challenges we face are shared, and our failure to meet them will hurt us." He said, "For we have learned from recent experiences that when a financial system weakens in one country, prosperity is hurt everywhere. When a new flu infects one human being, all are at risk. When one nation pursues a nuclear weapon, the risk of nuclear attack rises for all nations. When violent extremists operate in one stretch of mountains, people are endangered across an ocean. When innocents in Bosnia and Darfur are slaughtered, that is a stain on our collective conscience. That is what it means to share this world in the 21st century. That is the responsibility we have to one another as human beings. So maybe 56 years from now, you may be asked, as I've been asked, to give a commencement address. I can only imagine what you will say about the world those graduates are entering, what impacts your generation will have had on America and the world. Before I step off this podium, I have to tell you how much I love this university. Not only was it my educational foundation, but it was where I met and dated and later married my wife, Linda, who's right here on the front row. And the other wonderful thing for me, standing here today before you, that the oldest of my 8 grandchildren, our 8 grandchildren, our granddaughter, Torrance Stewart, is graduating today with a degree in nursing. Where are you, Torrance? To the families, mentors here today, thank you. Your support made this achievement possible. Your influence will continue to shape these graduates long after today. And to the graduates, your degree is not a finish line. It is a set of keys to opportunity and responsibility and impact. The world does not need more spectators. It needs participants, people willing to engage, to work hard, to lead, to stand for something meaningful. May you have the courage to begin, the strength to continue, and the wisdom to enjoy the journey. Farewell, and congratulations, class of 2026.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Westphal, for your inspiring message and for the work that you have done in the world. Let's give him one more round of applause. Class of 2026, are you ready? All right, I'll invite Provost Steinen up to the lectern. Take it away.
Mr. President and trustees, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for their degrees by successfully completing the curricula offered by the schools and colleges at Adelphi University, and by having been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees for the awarding of appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic accomplishments. I would also like to report that 45 candidates were awarded doctoral degrees at the doctoral hooding ceremony held yesterday. On behalf of the academic deans of Adelphi University and in the name of the faculty, I am pleased to present you with the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the degree for which they have been recommended. Graduates will be called to the stage by their school or college in chronological order of each school or college's establishment at Adelphi. I ask everyone to remain in or return to your seats until every student is recognized. The last graduate is as important as the first. Graduates, please know that we are tremendously proud of you. I now call forward Dean Vincent Wong to join the President and Chair for the conferring of degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences. Will the candidates for degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences please come forward? Mr. President and trustees, I am pleased to present the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Science degrees, and the undergraduate certificate in the College of Arts and Sciences.
Candice A. Garwood. Ian Michael Tate Escobar. Brianna Valentina Orellana. Tuba Zaidi. Donna M. Loyacono. Gianluca Lavignani. Julia Grace Ferrantino. Jada Azarhia Philogene. Megan Alice Crossland. Valeria Lopez. Alyssa Marie Rizzuto. Bridget S. Abuan. Joshua Caron. Warren Philip Kisson. Rebecca Cohen. Ryan Arthur Heine. Shenna E. Daliendo. Tiffany Wong. Josephine Scalia. Daniel T. Dunlap. Abdullah Sajid Chatha. Ahmed A. Fazal. Matthew Walter. Kaitan Casey Lee. Connor Singer. Casey Brayan Fonseca. Mackenzie Noss. Hunter Waldman. Tiana Gabriella Williams. Justin Michael Schweikert, Brianna Michelle Connor, Maya Amaya, Jack Anthony Matassa, Rachel Tzadik, Gabriela Samandar, Ashley Caitlin Morales, McNea Than Nguyen, Katerina Liedbeck, Ada Maria Amargiwale, Michael Vincent Weiss, Ajay Mohan, Zachary Richard Papacho, Angeles Rodriguez, Daniel Uchitel, Hussein Ali Rafat, Eric David Finkelstein, John T. Lund, Mitchell Ryan Pozovsky, Alyssa Nicole Zambuto, Kylie Lucero Goldad, Dominic Joseph Guadagno, Pekshi Ampofo, Ashley Page Kreth, Olga Ziegelman, Selin Abdullah, Noor Elahi, Naomi F. Barclay, Thaddeus John Peters, Rachel Amirova, Lily Harutunian, Dania John, Daniela B. Staven, Komila Ibrahimova, Asma Wael Zahran, Nicole Borshevsky, Max Jacob Polonsky, Michael Nemchik, Anton B. Takla, Peter R. Safin, Dylan Y. Nazami, John Durker Del Carpine, Kiana Olid Naimi Edward, Carlton Wagnack, Clara Galley, Alam Dhengra, David Stepien, Gianni Morales, Nicole Javarov, Alexandra Casey Aronov, Jillian Madeline McFadden, Aliyah Maria Tiwari, Gianna M. Smith, Megan Leah Connolly, Morgan Rose O'Connor, Paige Elizabeth Lewis, Giovanna Rita Ariola, Valentina Maria Vitti, Daniela G. Speranza, Madeline Maria Macaluso, Zenobia Georgia Koutsuras, James A. Beamer III, Sophia Apollonia Mish, Carissa Noel Cisco, Rachel V. Halpert, Abraham Alexander, Abdullah A. Bukhari, Edwin Ricardo Perez Andrade, Elijah Jarrell Villat, Nathan Robert Wilcox, Diego Eduardo, Emily Mary Kelleher, Samantha Rose Cantoni, Ciara Natalia Montemayor, Angelina Rufrano, Amanda Massimilo, Lindsay Minturn Sauce, Cassandra Landrian, Alina Hassan, Harrison D. Weinstein, Mateo M. Lazatin, Faith Destiny Ellams, Mariana I. Szymanski, Jacob Gavin Korngold, Navneet Kaur, Emma Rose Edwards, Brian R. Shipley, Dylan Michael Tenety, Anthony M. Ponturo, Nicholas L. Ponturo, Nicholas E. Anusas, Daniel Joseph Donnelly, Matt Lee Branch, Raunak N. Abichandani, Jeremiah Delroy Ford, Danielle Tariq Butt, Megan Jane Collins, Nicole Emily Akilov, Lawrence A. Bombase III, Bu Wan Mak, Luca A. Mistretta, Victoria Elena Schultz, James White, Miles Daniel Donovan Stump, Colin John Voltaggio, Tyler Kayungmin Kim, Ellen Nicole Torian, Jordan Marie Pasquarelli, Leah Sarah Matthew, Matthew Abraham Sabu, Kevin Hernandez, Nathan Navarrete, Lonnie John Bone III, Michael Jude Tufo, William Ryan Kind, Lucia F. Lembo Kuttner, Brady Robert Carroll, Dikshant Kakadia, Ibar Murat, Jose Luis Perdomo Baca, Kayla McMillan, Stephen Andreas Christoforou, Robert Joseph Trabolsi, Ryan D. Maselli, Aidan Matthew Walden, Shariella Chavez, Ankar S. Dillon, Gabriel Abraham Kalu, Sajvir Singh Dillon, Alina James, Kyle George Kedangalil, Sierra McDaniel, Nicole Alejandra Felix, Serena Wold, Bolorjin Batbold, Thu An Vu, Taylor Madison Leahy, Melissa Giordano, Sheridan Lee Bensinger, Joanna R. Carpiel, Amanda French Sirocco, Emma G. Boudreau, Gabriella M. Brooks, Frida Victoria Nihus, Jennifer Morales, Siobhan Rosemary Feeney, Sophia Julian Minnick, Ana Julia Ortega Fernandez, Clara Osendon Melo, Kathleen Margaret Gardner, Amanda Victoria Coatzera, Shannon Nicole Porzelt, Sarah Morgan Plyzak, Alana Grace Germano, Jenna Frances Giacumis, Ariola A. Adeosun, Annalisa Rose Perfetti, Olivia Ray DeFeo, Mia Ann Baki, Xenia Vanessa Hernandez, Zoe L. Ferdman, Grace Elizabeth Hall, Natalia Alicia Perdomo, Hannah Elizabeth DeLellis, Skyla Fabricante, Alexia R. Benjamin, Peter John Kubiatis, Brandasund Lucas Peterson, Rebecca Romero, Maya Fiorentino, Maria Isabella Torres, Ryan Timothy Castillo, Mohammed Sharif H. Al-Saleh, Marendushku, Xavion Lewis, Nathaniel J. Persaud, Nicholas A. Angulu, Andres Martinez, Nicolaos Komninos, Aidan McNamara, Angelique Marie Casimir, Isabella Sarah Carini, Nawal Abdul Moid, Hazel Patel, Tahir Timothy Peel, Tyler J. Hamilton Jr., Reed William Bunnick, Caesar Joel Manrique, Jimmy Lynch, Nicole Henriquez, Sophia Amador, Allison M. Hollywood, Monique D. Harris, Chris Marie Badami, Rayyan Kamran, Carlos Lee Bonilla, Catherine C. Aguilar, Daniela N. Rivas, Mackenzie Bridget Toscano, Alana Mather, Samantha P. Grauer, Timothy V. Kravitz, Mira Miriam Shamsiev, Sarah M. Abramov, Emily Munayirji, Peyton Marie Deruan, Angelina Teresa Chavez, Noah Emil Howe, Madeline Alice Moran, Lara E. Jesowitz, Anthony Christopher Rousseau, Brianna L. McDonough, Erica Bree, Victoria A. Rodriguez, Jocelyn Alexa Gomez, Gabrielle Acosta, William Gerard Conboy, Brian Philip Reish, Sophia Crudelli, Melanie Christie Castro, Caleb Duracell, Arushan Bisinbai, Elizabeth Liu, Alex Niampong, Amita Radhakichanani, Gabriela Siena Rienzi, Kinza Syed, Dia Shailesh Telwala, Ava Elizabeth Azueta, Ashley Lynn Spicer, Marina Alexandrovna Kelly Renda, Eliza Simone Proctor, Deja Barrios, Sarah Isaac, Rosalie T., Rosie Stephanie Romero, Blessing Chineza Ezedici, Mikilia Brianna Walker, Ashmit K. Sandhu, Cherie Francesca Milian Argote, Lawrence Alex Pasquale, Ethan Gelson Perez, Anthony Leonidas Karagianis, Milton Omar Herrera Ramirez, Alessandro Shiro, Aaron Shah Hu Mulder, Patrick M. Mattia, Jake Philip Calamuso, Muhammad Hassan Nawaz Siyal,
Syed Fazlul Haq. Noah Febres. Veronica Marie Delgado Arroyo. Gabrielle Morales Flores.
Thank you, Dean Wong, and congratulations to the graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences. I now call forward Dean Deborah Hunt to join the President and Chair for the conferring of degrees in the College of Nursing and Public Health. The candidates for degrees in the College of Nursing and Public Health, please proceed to the stage. Mr. President and trustees, I am pleased to present the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Bachelor of Science degrees in the College of Nursing and Public Health.
Isabella Marie Cremaudo. Joanna Gerarda Palmieri. Melanie Marie Mojica. Sophia Faith Lanzalotta. Mateusz Luchak. Gabriela Guzman. Jocelyn Manoj. Emanuela Casting. Rohit Varghese. Joseph Douglas Heimbauer. Johnny Granda Sevilla. Lila Rose Perez. Hannah Rachel Gold. Paula Liana Polishuk. Myra Kudus. Michael Joseph Elkin. Nicole T. Tabor. Salvatore A. Carollo. Gianni James Spuches. Danielle Gerard. Kajal Sangera. Elizabeth Jane Nemirovsky. Hannah Stockert. Jessamran Kaur. Esther Yagudayev. Athena R. Luna. Sarah Catherine Liuba. Brian Jarmek. Emily Priscilla Dimasi. Alisa Janina Zaykovsky. Melinda Kobovich. Carla Gabriela Molina Ramon. Eric J. Kang. Benjamin Chun Kit Wong. Daniela T. Flores Hernandez. Veronica del Carmen Cruz Flores. Gina Nicole Novello. Theoni Susie Theophanopoulos. Isabella Enrica Vicentainer. Emily Faith Carbonaro. Emma Ann Harms. Nicole Caitlin Tons. Giovanna Marie Campanella. Kiara Tamia Spate. Olivia Kaya Eng. Anastasia Arakina. Gianna N. Giampapa. Carly Wu. Jacqueline Kaylee Kushner. Ashley Elizabeth Slavin. Jacqueline Badiner. Katie Marie Holmes. Mia Mary Roberti. Isabella Sofia Sanchez. Jenna Singh. Amisha Mahmood. Teresa Louise V. Cornelio. Samantha Villanueva. Kayla Marie Paz. Peter Fudge. Lauren DeCunha. Isabella Ortiz. Sarika Lekram. Carol A. Portoviejo Sanchez. Sadia Sumro. Luana T. DePetro. Anchal Singh. Dia Paul. Katrina M. Avellana. Ethan Christopher Pineda. Inderbir Singh. Anisha L. Jagannath. Christina Alexandria Sanchez. Katerina Maria Barilla. Caitlin Ganesa Singh. Sharon Kim. Burley Jalansi Jasti. Sarah Curian. Madison Mary Marchese. Sophie Frederique Weinkauf. Sarah Willow Samingoen Yates. Amelia E. Patron. Danielle Page Nolan. Sabrina Rovetto. Layla R. Milza. Maeve Therese Duggan. Asia Kawaja. Izzy Kaitov. Sarika Kora Jasal. Emily J. Shu. Tasha San Yi Shi. Melina Kayla Alvarado. Judy Kang. Erica Ann Umbach. Ashley Collado. Zuzanna A. Slabushevska. Tara Gustav. Leah Polvanova. Koral Danyarov. Ariana Shaulova. Emily Pinkasov. Isabel Victoria Babayev. Alexis E. Babayev. Ilona Leia Ilyayev. Isabel Braca Mulokandova. Samantha Grace Fannin. Mia Isabella Ochipinti. Lauren Rose Halpin. Michelle Edquilan. Shirley R. Velez Ocasio. Sarah Gabra. Isabella de Jesus. Alexandra Bryn Leggio. Devin Carlos Claudio. Brittany A. Fernandez. Eleni Diana Alfonso. Maria Papazian. Sophia Hayung Lee. Sarah F. Nussbaum. Aliza S. Rappaport. Pessy Freund. Chaya Kraus. Mira Mahana. Jordan Elizabeth Boccia. Natalie Elizabeth Palomino. Avital Koenov. Shalini Rojendran Madathil. Samantha Jo Mejia. Angela Moran. Rachel Matos. Sumekira Sarahit Almonte Lopez. Simranjit Kaur. Loveleen K. Rathor. Amisha Sharma. Damilola G. Aguda. Alexandra Proskurniak. Inkar Nurlanova. Sarah May Contape Molina. Emily Rose Dinko. Marlene Sanchez. Samantha Alcotas. Esther Jacob. Deanna Ahmed. Bibian Nicole Del Rosario Larita. Daniela Coimbra. Taylor Howe. Lamar Nathaniel Vilsan. Musa Cisse, Umu Diallo, Lauren Brooke Shea, Ashley Renee McKen, Hannah Shea Clark, Kayla Shin, Lisalot Polanco, Kayla Cassandra Yanza, Stephen Rios Saenz, Helen Abisola Banjoko, Julia Sussman, Taryn Stephanie Villamizar Ing, Faith Marie Chelsea Bihiri, Tiana Yulia Matkovich, Chanel Samara Burke, Manamrit Kaur, Abigail Malinius, Katrina Cazella, Diana Michelle Trito, Rochelle Melina Lopez, Genesis R. Ramos, Lauren E. Calista, Diabai, Alyssa Ford Araujo, Alyssa Mohabir, Torrance Westfall Stewart, Vicky Ryan, Cara de Blasio, Jacob Lee, Quayne Javon Rose, Faith S. Williams, Ami Joanna Silla, Anaya J. Connor, Catherine Camila Moreno, Isaiah Anthony Barnett, Amanda Destiny Parfait, Fatumata B. Barry, Olana J. Njibe, Destiny Samantha Kernizan, Deidre A. Hall Richardson, Darnica Nelson, Christina DeSources, Gianna N. Giampapa, Jasmine E. Zavalos, Jenna Biharovich, Elara Minaduman Kaya, Malka Kiestenbaum, Margarita Leah Barayeva, Rebecca Tamar Bengio, Michael D. O'Brien, Joshua Govinda Bayer, Kimberly Catalan, Autumn Miche Cartagena, Ariana N. Pierre, Ashley Marie DeSimone, Gabrielle Ann Marino, Gabriela A. Bakari, Victoria Elizabeth Sitimbe, Carly Day Sherry, Samira Leah Guerra, Jocelyn Anahi Argudo Narvaez, Angeline Janae Montanez, Shauna Taylor Ryan, Valencia Jeannie Beaubrun, Julia Sophie Miller, Michelle Ann Petrullo, Marjana Noor, Ariana R. Greif, Anastasia Vivian Calogeras, Gianna Nicole Coretti, Michelle Raquel Minetto, Sofia Bayamonte, Jennifer Denise Sanango, Nicholas Ram, Jasmine Kaur, Gurkirat Kaur, Tom Richard Hovanek, Benjamin Robert Steele, Lukas Vorst, Batisa Terrius,
Elena
Madison
Delgado.
Page Kenning,
Elena Delgado.
Kaylee Rose O'Sullivan, Ashley Rose Bremer, Betty Coe, Emily J. No, Sophia Eleni Slattery, Manpreet Kaur, Adriana Marie Iglio, Alexis Page de Paola.
Thank you, Dean Hunt, and congratulations to the graduates of the College of Nursing and Public Health. I now call forward Dean Joanne Corbin to join the President and the Chair for the conferring of degrees for the School of Social Work. The candidates for degrees from the School of Social Work will please come forward. Mr. President and trustees, I am pleased to present the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Bachelor of Social Work degrees from the School of Social Work.
Cassidy Rose Brown, Bethzeda Lemus, Nazia Chowdhury, Cassidy Rose Brown, Kaylee Jane Suwalski, Olivia A. Ridza, Esther Maria Pearl Vargas, Raven Lee Swan, Christina Alexis Grant, Nick F. Olander, Lemuel Zamor.
Thank you, Dean Corbin, and congratulations from the graduates for the School of Social Work. Oh, I'm sorry.
Samantha Gordon,
Now we will congratulate the graduates from the School of Social. I now call forward Dean J. Christopher Moran to join the President and Chair for the conferring of degrees in the Gordon F. Durner School of Psychology. The candidates for degrees in the Gordon F. Durner School of Psychology will please rise and come forward. Mr. President and trustees, I am pleased to present the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Bachelor of Art and the Bachelor of Science degrees in psychology from the Gordon F. Durner School of Psychology.
Bryn Victoria DeGroff, Filomena Costa Pereira, Ana Antonella Freitas, Ashley Shivani Laban, Ariana Anaruma, Francely Hernandez, Haley L. Marcinek, Elias Noth, Carolina Mena Vicali, Imesh Madramutu Naidu, Kushvinder Kaur, Kylie Grace Kane, Salvatore Silverio Bonacia, Josh Amos A. Loretta, Kiara Michaela Melazarte, Lily Gwendolyn Fry, Octavia L. Simon, Juliana Morcello, Richard Michel DeBrose, Marianne Faustin Debe, Jared Brayman, Ani Maximian, Ananya Jain, Taylor Kelly, Amelia Grace Louder, Sarah Marie Klein, Valerie Marie Pastore, Kelly Johnson, Rita Ann Safransky, Erica Christine Diker, Emma Grace Langstrand, Angela Rose Camarano, Marissa Elena Costanzo, Alexa Swidler, Shari Mercedes Thorsten, Sean J. Fian, Rennie Mendoza, Angelica B. Miller, Samantha Verlasker, Ani Mehta, Anjali Rekha Ramsarup, Robert Richard Crocher, Amanda M. De La Haye, Sophia Marie Tsensadze, Ashley Amani Pierre Charles, Abigail Hope Malia, Gwendolyn Paloma Jose Day, Macy Brooklyn Bell, Kayla Grace Schaff, Amanda Susan Hall, Itzel Jacqueline Guzman Juarez, Adriana Elizabeth Cardenas Melgar, James A. Goldberg, Rain Khalees Robertson, Prashana S. James, Yesenia Escobar, Sophia Marie Tsensadze, Andreas J. Rodriguez, Harrison Cole Hinken Casso, Jenna Lee Schoenman, Irene Antonia Arhaniotis, Fiona Marie McInerney, Christopher William Berry, Lucia L. Giblin, Andrelis Jerlina Pinero Reyes, Nicole Faith Buyuklis, Kylie Klein Bono, Brianna F. Amoroso, Ariana Nicole Paduano, Christina E. Massetti, Kaylee Brooke Fitzsimmons, Cecily Abreu, Victoria Inez Goris, Tonenson Martinez, Dylan D. Daves, Rena L. Rowland, Oliver Reapool, Masha Kapelyush, Pooja D. Mohabir, Catherine Argueta, Ayana Marie Miles, Elijah M. Holmes, Alexia Williams, Gory Dutt, Lucia M. Piccirillo, Angie Paola Encinas, Sarah Cameron, Taliki Amaya Sierra Barnes, Joanna M. Weber, Amy Chen, Bryn Erin Griffin,
Angelique Adams, Adut Ring, Sunny Kumar, Catherine Rivera.
Thank you, Dean Moran, and congratulations for the students from the Gordon F. Turner School of Psychology. I now call forward Dean Mary Ann Hyland to join the the President and the Chair for the conferring of degrees in the Robert B. Willemstad School of Business. The candidates for degrees from the Robert B. Willemstad School of Business will please come forward. Mr. President and trustees, I am pleased to present the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business Administration, and Bachelor of Science degrees from the Robert B. Willemstad School of Business.
Bryn Erin Griffin. Daniela Rose Lister. Shota Mikau Tedze. Thomas Ballantyne Horsley. Victor Ivo Huckel. Leo Carlson Seno. Juliana Sky Martilotto. Teresa Tarantino. Troy Kofi. Cecilia Maureen Gunther. Daniel Morrissey. Chris Joseph Saravalli. Jack Christopher Stallone. Patrick James Berry. Gavin Joseph Conboy. Joseph Iannuzzi. Arsh Singh. Derek Joseph Issei St. Ange Delgado. Alex J. Benincasa. Aaron Scott Winiger. Keith G. Attard. Kevin Iglesias. Liam Thomas O'Connell. Sophia Gina Capone. Danielle Mishtal. Nelvin Jose Geraldo. Brian J. Almonte. Tayeb El Hyde. Jack Collins Brown. Scott Madden. Mason Chavon Jackson Sr. Alfatir Ya Connor. Brandon Leeden. Kevin R. Diaz. Nicholas Mark Goldstein. Kyle Stevenson. Joseph A. Rojas. Sonny Leonetti. Thomas Joseph Rubino. Antonio Ruggiano. Luke Alexander Juricic. Jonathan Gerald Rollader. Matthew Suhan. Julia Rosalie Iovino. Kristen V. Flores. Robert Thomas Chasen. Julia Jane Panek. McCarty Dean McQueen. Lauren Elizabeth Jasker. Christopher J. Leonard. Luke Thomas Statler. Sakin Shah Ahmed. Thomas R. McKillop. Michael Verney. Alexander J. Levy. Krish Jaikaran. James Ayorinde. Yagrop S. Koner. Brandon J. Alvarez. Anisha Jesse Jaikaran. Ariana Khan. Shumana Rahman. Vanessa Valencia. Sadie Caitlin Ritu. Anujin Narangarel. Rizu Toyoshima. Masat Ogawa. Chan Maye Tun. Thomas E. Scudiero. Anirchim Aryanbat. Mateo Chumpitas. Leonel W. Saravia Gonzalez. James Parmashwar Smith. Natalia N. Kasher is Leon. Carrie Latuma. Ariana Lavina Shamlal, Nicole M. Alvarado, Julia Avani Ramsarup, Alyssa Rose Licato, Lajia Han Nguyen, Tespia Hanif Linti, Sophia Rama Supersad, Vera Bangaru, Leo Liang, Maduni Dilanka Witharana Thantharige, Francis Ranjo Lanuza, John A. Solari, Tanissa A. Prasad, Mariam Salim Khan, Alicia Hussein, Clive Anthony Heron, Carlos Alberto Puna Zhao, Alexa Murray, Joseph Thomas Engelke, Brianne Maureen Zaremba, Josephine Hope Farone, Shane Thomas Walsh, Alessio Consoli, Luca William Boast, Saul A. Cardozo, Akbota Bauerjan, Jennifer Elizabeth Palacios, Wendy P. Rodriguez, Christelle Deller, Katie Chen, Andrew McGowan Hegarty, Athanasios Nikolaos Katsaonis, Kevin Michael Weiss, Anthony Christopher Resnick, Alyssa Lynn Huertas Lentini, Naman Bateja, Jeet Sanjay Pai Bhuva, Jack Vincent Reiser, Giada Pauline Mandil, Kaylee Patricia D'Amico, Julia Grace D'Amico, Altomas Ramos, John Robert Carver, Anastasia Menudakos, Araceli Sarahi Sierra, Elissa Schuyler Dago, Leonardo Alexander Argueta Galindo, Olivia and Leo Grandi, Abdul Nafe Ahmed, Catherine Vanessa Ramos, Teresa Antoinette Puccio, Julia Kowalczyk, Gabrielle M. Fecht, Jenna Cancellieri, Frank Jenna Jr., Amar Bashir Awan, Muhammad Raza Shaukat,
Gonzalo Gil de Pareja Sena, Nelson Lee, Carmen Cardozo, Nathaniel Jean, Joseph Pitella, Salvatore Mezzaraca, Gagandip Kaur, Donfred Gerten,
Thank you, Dean Highland, and congratulations to the graduates of the Robert B. Willemstad School of Business. I now call forward Dean Jennifer Lancaster to join the President and Chair conferring of degrees from the College of Professional and Continuing Studies. Mr. President and trustees, I am pleased to present the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Associate in Arts degrees from the College of Professional and Continuing Studies.
Sean Witten, Timothy John Neckles, Isabella Crudele, Ryan M. Gormley, Mudiwa Mutokuto, Daniele Bottazzo, Jordan M. Robinson, Stephanie L. Xanthus, Lisa D. Sandhas Weenclaw, Alicia Brittany Baptiste, Amy E. Stein,
Thank you, Dean Lancaster, and congratulations to the graduates of the College of Professional and Continuing Studies. I now call forward Dean Shalai Wang to join the President and Chair for the conferring of degrees in the Ruth S. Ammon School of Education and Health Science. Will the candidates for degrees from the Ruth S. Ammon School of Education and Health Sciences please rise and come forward? Mr. President and trustees, I am pleased to present the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Bachelor of Science degrees in Education from the Ruth S. Ammon College of Education and Health Sciences.
Isabella Bonagora, Sam Daniel Dabrowski, Nicholas Robert Sacconi, Daniela L. Shearla, Mackenzie Ray Richards, Maya Ann Suarez, Sydney Ann Rosacci, Justina Lynn Cavallaro, Isabella Rose Zulo, Skylar Fagan, Kylie Rose Wilsh, Claudia Biss, Isabella Victoria Gaida, Beatrice Constantinescu, Vincent Mateo Rufo, Jacob Aronov, Sahana I. Simongal, Christina Joseph, J.P. Victor, Emily Trung Mizutani, Ariana Nicole Rogers, Lisbeth P. Garnica, Caitlin Deva Patrice Rizzuto, Joseph Dominic Spaltro Jr., Daniel Edward Klein, Andrew David Schnapp, Nikahia M. Eaton, Adriana M. Ladoucer, Gabriela A. Coloma, Malik Rashid Hill, Nicholas Richard Morgan, Kayla Uter, Rolanda Loris Robinson, Michaela Rosaria Romagno, Emily Ruth Knauth, Courtney I. Brown, Nicholas P. Labita, Alex Pereira, Ikjot Singh, Kyle S. Blumenberg, Marielle Grace Kolalilo, Patrick D. Burke, Julia Victoria Craig, Imani Shana Moutier, Gaetan Celestine, Deshaun I. Walton, Joseph Jeffrey Carusone, Matthew McGovern, John Thomas Kinstall, Jasleen Kaur, Gabriela Louise Cacachi, Izzy Marie Sanchez, Jessica Filocamo, Ava Marie Banham, Madison Grace Apicella, Dylan Trahey, Lauren Kilbride, Daniela Victoria Quesada, Austin D. Merrigan, Dennis P. Miloshauskas Jr., Jack Anthony Kennedy, Justin Todd Stake, Nicholas B. Sperazza, Alyssa Sophia Cruz, Carrie Lynn Sullivan, Parker J. Mercado, Joseph Michael Pasqua, Murray Littman, Ryan Restivo, Jaden Dugal, Gianluca M. Intranuovo, Andrew Joseph Watson, Niall A. Summers, Glendis Celine Reyes, Barbara Linda Franzoni, Ariana Natalia Gosai, Yasprit Kaur, Matthew Michael Lombard, Madison Victoria Wynn, Esterline Torres, Ashley Elizabeth Kopp, Ashley Lynn Legoff, Shelby Malin Green, Sarah Catherine Kent, Ariana Kupi, Jacqueline Nicole Ramos, Emily A. Persaud, Jasmine Kaur, Sam Alexander Nolan, Douglas L. Prescott, Joseph Anthony Blackton, Nikta Kipoor, Catherine A. Turturo, Abigail Anna Joji, Pavel Galanik, Tavanai Kaisia Reed, Cariel Olivia Jarrett, Maria Ronaldo, Hiba Ahmad Mirza, Bibiana Angelica Escobar, Christina M. Greco, Maria S. Nicolau, Eleni Christina Varillas, Luisa C. Tola, Janet M. Ho, Joseph Michael Strang, Benjamin Sant, Robert A. Brown, Joseph Scott Saponaro, William Salvatore Vallone, John Anthony Capra, Peter Enrique Zimas, Michael Christopher Agunzo, Brandon Kessler, Christian H. Naris, Matthew Rice, Joseph Robert Ward, Anthony John Agerenza, Kayla Uter, Amelie Marie Santos, Paige Fiona Mahan, Jules Messenger, Giselle Torres Castro, Megan M. Napan, Marlene M. Duran, Allison Rose Arlotta, Helen Wong, Brian J. Gonzalez, Mark Richard Ziskowski, Natalie Elian Figueredo, Melanie Delilah Aravalo, Minata Fofana, Justin J. Rivers, Zachary Joshua Taylor, Madison Jane Castillo, Nyla Jade Wells, Nicole Ramsamy, Catherine Elizabeth DeTore,
Jason Plaza, Rory Dugan, Reese Brown, Sophia DeMaio, McKelly Wright,
Thank you, Dean Wong, and congratulations to the graduates from the Ruth S. Amen School of Education and Health Sciences.
Graduates, please stand if you are able. And now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the State of New York and the Board of Trustees of Adelphi University, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of Adelphi University, I hereby confer upon you, respectively, the degree for which you have been recommended, with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto. Class of 2026, please move your tassels. As our newest alumni, please now join us in the singing of our alma mater, performed by our talented music student, Abigail.
Our alma mater true, we sing in loyalty. All glory of your name shall e'er resound, with honor, love, and hope that we have found. The truth shall make us free as we go on our way. Adelphi, live forever, the brown and the gold foray.
Let's give Abigail one more round of applause. All right, one last congratulations to our class of 2026. I hope you have a fabulous time celebrating today. Please, if everybody could rise if you are able, and then remain standing as the platform party processes out.
Adelphi.